good. They're going to play good. And this is going to be I think it's going to be a heavyweight fight. Again, yesterday, Manti scored 15 runs in the bottom of the first. I don't see that happening today. But the thing is, though, Manti's offense has been lethal in 2 games.
And when they hit, they can hit really well. Let's
hard.
give the starters for the visiting Union Cougars. First off, leading it off is the second baseman, number 10, Peyton Marks. Hitting in the 2-hole, the center fielder, number 2, Gannon Labrum. Batting third is the left fielder, number 7, Xander Nilsson. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman, number 15, Gavin Roberts. As Peyton Marks fouls off the first pitch from Britton Kiesel for strike 1. After Gavin Roberts hitting 5th for Union, the catcher, number 12, Hayden Rich. Batting 6th, the shortstop, 21, P.J. Hancock. Batting 7th, the first baseman, number 18, Tyson Marks. Batting 8th is the designated hitter, number 25, Camden Franson. Rounding out the batting order is the right fielder, number 26, Cade Franson. And pitching today, being DH'd for, is number 16, Ryan Oakey for Union. The second pitch from Kiesel misses low for ball 1. We'll give you the starters from Manti in the bottom half of the inning, but Britton Kiesel on the mound. Next pitch is swung on, fly ball into center field. Frischnick going back on his horse over the top. He makes the catch for out number 1, and F8 for Peyton Marks, flat to center field for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Peyton Marks hit that ball really well to center field. Reggie Frischnick in center is one of the, in my opinion, the best center fielder in not only 3A, but probably in the state. His ability to run baseballs down, his athleticism, makes that play, a very difficult play, make it look easy.
Yeah, he's a heck of an outfielder, that's for sure. That'll bring Gannon Labrum to the plate. He'll be followed by Xander Nilsson. If the Cougars get to their fourth batter, that's Gavin Roberts. Labrum stands in on the left side. Again, not in the lineup yesterday when they played Manti. First pitch curveball, drops in for a called strike 1.
Yeah, good start for Britton. Again, good breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Good velo on his fastball to CSI commit. See what he can do today.
He missed a bunch of time this year due to injury and came back in the Super Regional last week. Watch his ball 1 go by, does Labrum for a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I think that's a huge point in this start is he hasn't pitched very much last couple months. Coming in the biggest game of his career. See if he can go execute. 1-1
pitch is fouled to the screen for strike 2 and a 1-2 count. The 1 and 2 pitchers for Manti. Kason Bailey committed to USU Eastern, and as you said, Britton Kiesel, College of Southern Idaho.
Again, for Gannon Labrum right here, 1-2 count, trying to put a ball in play, put pressure on Manti's defense.
1-2 curveball, drops off low and in for ball 2.
Good take right there, gets it back to even. I think you bought yourself a fastball right here. You're seeing Manti's Reggie Frischnick playing really deep right now.
Next pitch is swung on. Hard hit line drive foul down the right field line as Labrum stays alive.
Again, right here, what you're trying to do with Union. Again, Britton has the tendency he can get wild in some innings, so you're just trying to put a lot of pressure on him. And how you do that is getting base runners on. That's what Union has to do today.
Count remains 2-2. Next pitch from Kiesel. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Labrum will go down swinging for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Britton Kiesel.
Yeah, good velo right there. Blew it right by him. Britton's looking good through 2 outs, through 2 batters.
So it'll bring Xander Nilsson to the plate. The left fielder. Hits from the right side.
Again, Britton, one of the top throwers in 3A.
First pitch from Kiesel. Misses low, ball 1.
Again, like I said, Britton's one of the better throwers in 3A, but Union in the previous game against UAB knocked arguably the best thrower in 3A and then one of the other top throwers in Connor Cowan and Austin Park just earlier today.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen for strike 1 and a 1-1 count to Nilsson.
Again, if you were listening earlier, I'm going to say the same thing about Union's approaches. They just need to be able to get the bat through the zone. Again, you got to sit fastball with Britton. He's going to be very fastball, curveball heavy. So you just got to be on time for his fastball.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, high fly ball down the left field line. Jaden Barton giving chase. He's right at the wall. Reaches over, makes the catch. What a play. Jaden Barton brings it back in the field for out number 3. An F7 for Xander Nilsson for the third out of the inning as Kiesel sits him down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 1/2 inning of play. It is the Manti Templar 0, Union Cougar 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Ross's Pizza and Pasta Buffet is now open in Richfield. Come in today and experience an awesome salad bar and pasta choices with 12 different premium pizzas, breadsticks, ice cream, and bottomless drinks. Oh yeah, and it's all you can eat. Ross's Pizza and Pasta Buffet is now open at 1475 North Main in Richfield with lots of convenient parking and quick in and out, all you can eat buffet style dining. That's Ross's Pizza and Pasta, all you can eat buffet, open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the North I-70 exit in Richfield.
Barrett's Foodtown has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's meat department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Foodtown. Barrett's Foodtown supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Foodtown in Salina or click on barrettsfoodtown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Your source for high school sports.
KSVC.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score between Manti and Union, and the Templars have their first opportunity. Let's give it the starting lineup for the home team. Here's Ty Hill.
Leading off for the Templars, it's 0-0. Bo Stevens, he'll be in right. Batting second, number 23, Reggie Frischnick, he'll be in center. Batting third, number 50, Kason Bailey, he'll be at first base. Batting fourth, number 3, Braxton Henningsen, he'll be at third. Batting fifth, number 10, Jaden Barton, he'll be in left. Batting sixth, number 33, Chase Kiesel, he'll be at short. Batting seventh, number 18, Britton Kiesel, he'll be pitching. Batting eighth, number 12, Tage Hill, he'll be catching. And number 9, number 15, Lane Cox, he will be at second base.
So there's the starters for the Templars. A quick 1-1 count to Stevens. Fouled off the first pitch. Next one is in the dirt. 1-1 pitch from Oki. Misses outside for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
Again, it's pivotal for the Union pitcher right here to live on the corners. They know how lethal this Manti offense is. Just got to make him try to extend the plate, try to reach for balls.
2-1 pitch in there for a called strike. 2 and a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oki out of the windup. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball back at the middle. Oki fields it cleanly. Throw to first in time for the 1-3 ground out and the first out of the inning.
It's a great start for Oki right there, getting an out right there, bringing up Reggie Frischnick. Again, for him, he's just being able to attack the zone, being able to live on the corners. Again, Manti's going to put the ball in play, so you just got to be able to not throw it down the middle and allow them to barrel it.
Brings Reggie Frischnick to the plate, leads the team in batting average coming into today as he watches ball one go by outside.
Again, Reggie, not just a one-sport athlete, a three-sport star athlete.
Yeah, again, the reigning Mid-Utah Radio Male Athlete of the Year. 1-0 pitch misses low and in for ball 2 and a 2-0 hitters count.
Again, right here, if you're Oki, you got to not. It almost is like you can't give him just a fastball down the middle. You might have to stay with your breaking ball because if you throw a fastball down the middle, Reggie's going to hit it hard.
Frischnick stands in. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball down the left field line, tailing away from Nilsson. That one's going to land as it one hops the wall right at the foul pole, and Frischnick will stand at second with a one-out double for the Templars.
Again, Reggie's doing what Reggie does. Again, he's staying hot, driving the ball to all, not just pull side, but the whole field. Gives the Templars an early opportunity to put a run on.
That'll bring Kason Bailey to the plate now for Manti. He's in on the left side is Bailey. First pitch from Oki. Misses outside, ball 1.
And not a bad spot right there, just missed off the plate. Again, thing about Manti is they bring a lot of lefties to the plate. It's very uncommon in any sort of high school level.
Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on, fly ball into left field. Nilsson is playing right there this time, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Throw in to the third base to hold Frischnick at second base. An F7 for Bailey for the second out of the inning.
Again, I just want to say that's another great start. This has been a great start for Okie. Again, giving up a double to Reggie, and then getting that fly out, to your left fielder from Case and Bailey. It's a great start for Okie and the Union Cougars.
So that'll bring Braxton Henningsen to the plate. He was hitting nothing but ropes yesterday.
Okay, Braxton's a big, strong kid. If he hits a ball, it goes 110 off the bat. Just big, strong man.
First pitch, curveball. Kicks away off the glove of Rich, but down the third base line. So Frischnick holds there at second base on ball 1 to Henningsen.
Yeah, really nothing you can do right there with Reggie. If you go, the third base or the catcher is able to make an easy throw to third base. Good hold right there.
Henningsen back in on the right side, 1-0 count. Big hole in right center field with the center fielder Labrum playing into left center. 1-0 pitch, swung on, chopper off the plate, and it'll be caught in foul territory, which is beneficial for the Cougars because Henningsen beat out the throw.
Absolutely, that's a break right there for Union, fielding that ball in foul territory. Braxton would have beat that out. Again, would have had runners on the corners, but now just a foul ball strike.
1-1 count. Henningsen heads back to the plate. Frischnick stands at second for Manti.
Again, Braxton's a hitter who can hit the ball to all fields, not just the pole side.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the right side, fielded at first by Marks. He'll step on the bag for out number 3, so a ground out to first for Henningsen to end the inning. As Manti threatens, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by the Cougars, and 1 runner left on base through 1 inning of play. It is Union 0, Manti 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Kate Field at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the second inning. No score between Union and Manti. And the Cougars will bring to the plate this inning the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Gavin Roberts, Hayden Rich, and P.J. Hancock. If they get to the 4th batter, that'll be Tyson Marks. Britton Keese on the mound for Manti. First pitch missed up and away. Here's the 1-0 to Roberts. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Again, if you're Gavin Roberts, you're not trying to do too much with the barrel. You put the bat on the ball, you'll hit it hard with the velo that Britton supplies.
Takes the sign, does Kiesel. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Right now, if you're Roberts, you're down 1-2. You got to spread out. Got to battle right here.
So 1-2 count. 1-2 delivery from Kiesel. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Roberts will go down swinging for the first out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Britton Kiesel.
that's what you can't do if you can't chase pitches. Again, Britton's going to give you strikes, but he's going to be able to throw balls outside the zone to make you fish. And if you're Union, you got to not fall for that trick and just be able to swing at strikes in the zone. But kudos to Britton. Again, he's tacking. He's throwing the ball really well.
So that'll bring Hayden Rich to the plate, hitting from the right side. First pitch, drops off, low and away, ball one.
Again, Britton with a good breaking ball just out off the plate right there. Yeah, Frischnick playing into left center field. The 1-0 pitch. That one will miss upstairs for ball two. Again, now this is where Union, you got to capitalize your head in the count. You cannot give Britton anything, can't help him out. You just got to swing at strikes and be able to make him work out there on the mound. 2-0 hitters count. Kiesel out of the windup, 2-0 pitch. This is way high and tight for ball three, and a 3-0 count now to Rich. Again, right here, if you're Britton, you're kind of all around the zone, right? You got to take a breath, get back into your mechanics, and just get one over the plate right here. Get back to the zone. 3-0 count. Rich stands back into the right side. Pitch from Kiesel. Misses up. In fact, Rich even thought it was a strike. But he'll watch ball four go by as he now heads to first base with one out, one on for the Cougars. Yeah, Manti staff not too happy with that call, but just above the zone. Even the batter thought it was a strike, but regardless, it's a walk. Union gets a base runner. They did bring on the speed-up runner for Rich. I think it was number 1. Yeah, it might have been Jackson Christensen. Yeah, number 1. So that'll bring P.J. Hancock to the plate with one out and one on. Christensen at first base for Union. About a 2-step lead. First pitch. Swung on. Deep fly ball to left by Hancock. Barton giving chase, and he'll watch it go. P.J. Hancock delivers a 2-run home run for the Cougars as Union strikes first. 2-0. An absolute bomb off the bat down the pole side. I think it cleared the second fence. I mean, an absolute shot. Again, with how hard Britton throws, you get your barrel, you hit it hard, the ball flies. And a great start for the Union Cougars. Again, vibes are high over there. They're excited. Let's see how Britton responds with giving up a home run right here. That'll bring Tyson Marks to the plate. Again, like I said earlier, this is a whole different Union ball club. Again, it's a new day. It's a new day, and Manti has to understand that and be able to play like it's a new team. First pitch from Kiesel. Swung on, high fly ball to right. Stevens working his way in, and he will make the catch for out number 2. So an F9 for Marks. Fly out to right for the second out of the inning. Again, I said how good of a center fielder Reggie is. Bo is just as good of a right fielder and left fielder as any of them. Again, Manti has an elite outfield. So that'll bring Camden France into the plate. He stands it on the right side. Camden had a nice double in the first game. Here's the first pitch from Kiesel. Curveball. Misses up for ball 1. Again, if you're Britton, that curveball is essential to how you're gonna attack these Union hitters. Again, just like Austin Park in the Joab game, you can't focus and rely on your fastball. 1-0. Misses high and away. Britton asking his catcher Tage Hill where that ball missed. Hitters count for Franson. 2-0 pitch. Swung on. High pop to the right side. Bailey down the line at first will make the play for out number 3. So a P3 for Camden Franson for the third out of the inning. But Union strikes first. They get 2 runs on 1 hit in the inning. No errors committed by Manti and no runners left on base through 1.5 innings of play. It is Union 2, Manti 0 on TeamHive.live, the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, and KSL Sports.
Just a reminder, Albee Lumber in Manti and Monroe custom manufactures trusses to order. Give them a call if you need a quote on trusses for your building project, large or small. Albee has architectural shingles on sale, plus great deals on Trex decking. Need power tools? Albee Lumber has a full line of power tools at great prices right now. Come in and check the sale items with new deals every week at Albee Lumber in Manti and Monroe, where the wood is good and so is the hardware.
In life, we all need a strong support team, in sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted, strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, keeping quality health care close to home.
In the days of the mountain men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. The spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in Sanpete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Central Utah's sports leader,
KSVC.
To the bottom of the second inning we go here at Salt Lake Community College as the Manti Templars trail Union 2-0 in the Bracket 2 championship game. And coming to the plate this inning for Manti, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Jaden Barton, Chase Kiesel, and Britton Kiesel. If they get to the fourth batter, that'll be Tage Hill. Jaden Barton on a 1-1 count drives one into right field for a leadoff single for Manti.
Yeah, Jaden just doing what Jaden does. Again, just driving the ball the other way, not doing too much. You know, you can kind of see in that at bat, Coach Kiesel at third base box barking at the home plate umpire because of a strike call on that at bat. But brings up Chase Kiesel with nobody out.
He'll stand in on the left side. Barton not much of a lead, just a step and a half is all. Oki comes set from the stretch as Barton extends it to 2 steps. First pitch to Kiesel. Thought about it, held off. Watch a strike one go by on the outside edge.
One thing about Manti on the base paths, they don't get humongous leads, but they do these fake steals a lot. They try to keep the defense on their toes. So you're going to see Manti do that at least 2 or 3 times each at bat. So you're going to see Jaden Barton try and do that here in a second.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Out to off speed. Caught the outside half for a called strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Kiesel.
Again, Coach Kiesel walking down the line, not too happy about that call.
No 2 count. Again, Oki sets. The 0-2 delivery misses high as Barton did that fake takeoff, prompting Rich to come out of his crouch. Ball 1.
Again, right here, if you're Union and that's happening, you gotta think it's a steal every single time. You can't get lazy. Because that's what Manti's trying to do. They're trying to lull you to sleep, and all of a sudden they take an easy bag.
There's the 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. And there's that fake throw down because of the fake steal. But Kiesel goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Ryan Oki.
You know, Ryan Oki's been very impressive. Again, that 2-0 lead really kind of allows Oki to take a breath, be able to attack these Manti hitters.
Coach Labram out of the dugout backing up his outfielders as Britton Kiesel stands in on the right side.
Again, Britton Kiesel has the ability to run into a ball and hit a bomb himself, so we'll see what plays out right here.
Barton a 2-step lead at first. Fakes the takeoff. Off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Oki doing a good job of hitting the corners here in this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kiesel. That curveball didn't break enough as it misses inside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, missed in right there. If you're Britton, maybe you wear that, but regardless, it gets you a ball right there, be able to be on time for a fastball. Again, if you're Oki, you just got to attack the hitters. If I'm Coach Kiesel, maybe I send Jane right here to get a jump.
Barton takes off. 1-1 pitch is swung on. Fly ball down the right field line will go foul and out of play for strike 2. Barton has to head back to first base, and it's a 1-2 count now to Britton Kiesel.
Again, Jane Barton, another one of those super athletic, fast outfielders for the Manti Templars. Let's see if they send him again right here.
Kiesel back in on the right side. 1 out and 1 on. Bottom 2, Union leads 2-0. Barton doesn't take off this time, and the pitch hits Kiesel in the back, so he'll head to first base. 2 on now for Manti. With 1 out, Tage Hill coming to the plate.
Yeah, good spot right here for Tage Hill.
They will bring on the speed-up runner Cody Agard for Britton Kiesel at first base.
Again, Cody Agard, another senior on this Manti club, full of good ball-playing seniors. Again, Tage Hill right here getting hot with the bat. Hit a triple in yesterday's ball game. Let's see if he can drive a ball right here.
He stands in on the right side. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Okie sets, first pitch, swung on, hard hit fly ball down the left field line, but way foul. That one easily clears the ballpark for strike one.
Yeah, Tage gets a hold of that ball just way early on. It got to sit, let the ball travel, try and drive the ball the other way right here.
So Coach Labrum sliding his fielders over a little bit, playing into pole.
Again, this Manti offense is very deadly 1 through 9.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will miss outside for ball one and a 1-1 count to Hill.
Again, if you're Hill up there at the plate right now, you're thinking you're trying to get that fastball you got earlier. Again, looking at the bat, taking a deep breath, trying to slow his heart rate down.
Hill back in on the right side. There's the 1-1 from Okie. Swung on, chopped foul to the left side for strike two and a 1-2 count.
It's a good spot right there by Okie. And if you're Okie right here, maybe you try and extend the zone, try to make Tage Hill try and chase. But if you're Tage, you got to do the opposite. Got to shrink the zone. Got to compete right here. Got to find a ball you can put in play. Give your base runners a chance to score.
So 1-2 count. Runners take their lead. It's Agard at first, Barton at second. The 1-2 from Okie. Threw the bat out there, flies it into shallow right field. Coming in is Franson, and he'll make the play. Barton fakes tags but will not go. Out number 2 is one F9 for Tage Hill for the second out of the inning.
Again, a great spot there by Okie and making Tage have to reach out for that ball and just kind of poke it to right field for a fly out, getting 2 outs.
And that'll bring Lane Cox to the plate now for the Templars.
Lane Cox, another one of those good juniors, batting .400 on the season. When you're 9 hitters batting .400, I would say you have a pretty good lineup.
2 outs and 2 on. They're playing Cox to pole. And Okie's going to step off the mound. The runners return to their bags.
Again, if you're Lane right here, you have a compact swing. You're trying to shoot the ball right back up the box like you've done all season long. And they
slide Marks at second base back over into his traditional position. First pitch to Cox on the inside edge, strike one.
Maybe if you're Coach Keasley, you're trying to tell Jaden to get a little, if they're not going to try and keep you on, you give Jaden Barton just let him get a little bigger of a lead.
There's the 0-1 pitch, swung on, high fly ball to the right side. Is going to stay in play. Coming in is Tyson Marks and makes the play in foul territory for out number 3. So a P3 for Cox, popping to the first baseman for the third out of the inning. Second inning in a row, the Templars leave a runner on second base as they threaten but do not score. No runs on, 1 hit, no errors by the Cougars, and 2 runners left on base through 2 innings of play. It's Union 2, Manti 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
See.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the third inning with Union leading Manti 2-0 in this bracket play championship game. Manti, the undefeated team. A win here sends them to the state championship series. A Union win means the two teams will square off again tomorrow. 9-1 and 2 batters coming to the plate this inning for the Cougars. Cade Franson followed by Peyton Marks and Gannon Labrum. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Xander Nilsson. Britton Kiesel on the mound for Manti. First pitch to Franson, missed up and in. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That one's right down the middle, strike one.
Yeah, for Britton right here, you want to come back, put a 0 up, gave up the bomb last inning, see how he responds in this inning. For Union, you want to keep having Britton, throw a lot of pitches. You want to keep putting competitive at-bats if you're Union.
There's the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play toward 90th South for strike two.
Again, now, if you're the Union batter, you got to compete right here. Britton has a lot of pitches he can use.
Kiesel just 25 pitches through 2 innings. Okies at 30 pitches through 2 innings for Union. There's the 1-2 curveball. One will miss away for ball 2 and a 2-2 count.
Breaking ball bends too far out of the plate. Now if you're Cade Franson at the plate, you gotta think that it'd be like he overthrew his curveball. He's probably gonna come back with a good fastball right here.
Kiesel again comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Thought about it, held off. Watches ball 3 go by. They did appeal down to the first base umpire. Says he did not go around.
Again, I like that if you're Tay Hill for Manti at the catcher. If you have a check swing like that, no hurt in checking down there to see if the umpire on the first baseline had a different angle on it.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Henningsen fills it at third. Throw to first is in time for the 5-3 ground out and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good play right there by Braxton. Again, he's a natural third baseman over there. Able to make the easy play, field it clean, and fire a missile over to Casey Bailey at first.
So it brings Peyton Marks to the plate. 1 out. Base is empty here in the top of the third inning. Union leading 2-0.
Again, as Union comes to the top of their order, they've already all seen Britton once. Let's see if they can make some adjustments.
Kiesel out of the windup. First pitch to Marks. Curveball. Drops in for a called strike one.
It's a good pitch for Britton, but if you're Peyton Marks at the plate, that's not what you want. You're willing to take that.
Marks will stand back in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball. Misses upstairs for ball 1.
Again, Britton tends to sometimes throw the bat, live heavy on the fastball high. See, if you're seeing that, if Britton's seeing that, he's got to get down the mound more. Got to work down in the zone, not up.
The 1-1 pitch. Just misses outside for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, not a bad spot if you're Britton, not a bad spot. But now if you're Peyton Marks, now Britton's got to come back and make the count even.
Takes a sign from Hill behind the plate, relayed from the dugout. Here's the 2-1 to Marks. Misses upstairs for ball 3 and a 3-1 hitter's count.
Again, if you're Union, I'm sure Coach Labrum talked to him about, making Britton really, really work at the mound, and they're doing that right now. Again, but if you're Peyton Marks right here, you're up 3-1. If it's not the pitch you're looking for, it's okay to let that ball go and live for another pitch.
Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swung on. Fouled back out of play for strike 2 and a full count now to Marks.
Again, not bad, just missed the fastball. Now if you're Britton, you got to come back. You got to get this out right here. Again, any ball hitting the gaps, Manti's outfielders have a really good chance of running it down.
Here's the payoff pitch. Misses inside for ball 4. Kiesel wanted it. And so it's a 1-out base on balls to Peyton Marks.
See Coach Kiesel and his staff on the dugout, not liking that call. Coach Kiesel kind of walking out there. He's asking his catcher where that ball was.
Brings Gannon Labrum to the plate with 1 out and 1 on.
And now if you're Gannon Labrum, if I was Gannon Labrum, I would jump on a first pitch fastball right here and hit it really hard.
Runner takes the lead. First pitch misses upstairs to Labrum for ball 1.
Again, if I was Coach Kiesel right now, I would go out and just do a little mound visit, let Britton breathe. Remind him how good of a thrower he is and let him get back on the mound and let him get to work. But Coach Kiesel chooses not to do that. Runner takes his lead. As Kiesel sets. The 1-0 pitch.
Going to miss inside, and it gets past Hill to the backstop. Marks will move up a bag into scoring position, and it's a 2-0 hitters count now for Gannon Labrum.
Yeah, ball gets by Tage Hill right there. Allows the runner to advance a base. Gives Union a good opportunity again to pat onto their lead right here.
Brings Labrum up with a 2-0 hitters count. And on the left side as Marks stands at second. Kiesel sets from the stretch. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to dive off low and in. Kicks back to the backstop again, and Marks will take third base on the wild pitch, and it's a 3-0 count to Labrum.
You're seeing Tage go out there, talk to Britton right there. You're hoping your catcher right there is able to at least slide to block that ball. Ball gets by Tage again. Union runner advances to the third. Again, like I said earlier, Britton has a tendency to get a little wild. So again, letting him take a breath. See if he can find the zone here on a 3-0 count.
Again, and the plate here at Slick is recessed in the ground, so there's a lip around the plate.
Yes.
So the ball doesn't come off the plate like it does on a normal field.
Yes.
For the catchers.
Yes, and a catcher's job is, in my opinion, the most difficult on the baseball field, and that makes it even harder.
3-0 count. Pitch from Kiesel. Swung on, hard hit, line drive, foul. For strike one.
I'm really surprised they're green light on 3-0 count this early in a ball game, trying to run Britton Kiesel's pitch count up. But again, Labrum fouls it off.
So count 3-1. Hitters count here for Labrum. Tage Hill relays the sign from the dugout to Britton Kiesel on the mound. 1 out and 1 on. 3-1 pitch. Will miss high and tight for ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Britton Kiesel. Runners on the corners for Union with Xander Nilsson coming to the plate.
Again, like I said earlier, this is a whole different Union team. You can kind of feel they have the momentum right here. See Tage relaying the first and third play to his defense. We'll see what Coach Labrum decides to do.
He gives the call. He uses the number system. Xander Nilsson will stand in on the right side. Labrum at first, Marks at third. That's Peyton Marks for Union.
And if you're Labrum, you want to stay close. Britton has a really good move to first base.
First pitch misses up to Nilsson for ball 1. They do have the center fielder Reggie Frischnick playing a shade into right center field. That's Manti. There's the 1-0 pitch. On the outside edge, strike one.
Yeah, catches the corner right there. Good frame by Tage behind the plate, able to get a strike. Okay, let's see if that calms Britton down right here.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One to Nilsson. This is low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Again, if you're Manti's defense, if I'm Coach Keys, I'm telling Tage he has to be an absolute wall back there. Can't allow this run to get in. And if you're Coach Labrum, you're telling your hitters again, be patient, make him come in the zone, make him throw a pitch in the zone.
Labrum takes his lead. 2-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball into center field. Frischnick is there, makes the catch. Marks is tagging. The throw home will be cut off, and it's a RBI flyout for Xander Nilsson. 3-0 Union here in the top of the third.
That's a great at-bat by Xander Nilsson, able to put a ball in play, score run, make it 3-0 Union Cougars.
So sack fly for the second out of the inning, but third run of the game. That will bring Gavin Roberts to the plate with 2 outs. Runner on first for the Cougars.
Again, still with a runner on first base. Let's see if Union can still get that run over and score him.
First pitch, swung on, ground ball back in the middle, goes off the glove of Kiesel. Cox fields it, tries to dive and beat Labrum to the bag and doesn't do it. Labrum with a head first slide, beats Cox to the bag, and safe with an infield single is Gavin Roberts.
Yeah, another bang-bang play right there. Could have gone either way. Ball bounces right over Britton's glove on the pitcher's mound. Allows Lane Cox to have to come up on it and dive into second base, but Gannon Labrum beats him to it.
So 2 on and 2 outs with Hayden Rich coming up.
Again, I love these at-bats by the Union Cougars right now. Very selfless at-bats, very team-oriented at-bats.
First pitch from Kiesel. In the turf, blocked by Hill. Labrum got a huge secondary lead, but with Hill keeping it right there close goes back to second.
Yeah, if I'm Manti right now, maybe I call a back pick to second base right now with Gannon Labrum getting as big as a lead as he is.
1-0 count to Rich. Rich walked in his previous plate appearance and came around to score on the Hancock home run. The 1-0. Just misses outside for ball 2.
Just missed right there. Just missed. It looked like the umpire was thinking about calling it. Doesn't. Ends up becoming a 2-0 count.
So hitter's count for Rich. He's back in on the right side. Union leads Manti 3-0. Runners will take their lead. 2-0 pitch. This is upstairs for ball 3. Second straight 3-0 count for Hayden Rich in this game.
Again, Gannon Labrum had a 3-0 green light. Let's see if he gives the batter right here a 3-0 green light. I wouldn't imagine he does, but let's see what happens.
Kiesel sets. The 3-0 to Rich. Whole automatic right down the middle for strike 1.
Yep, right down the box. Again, you're thinking right there, that's a ball you can hit hard, but now if you're Union, you still have Britton still has to come in with a strike. You're still in a fastball heavy count.
There's the 3-1. Curveball stays upstairs for ball 4, and the walk will load the bases. Coach Kiesel's out of the dugout for Manti.
You can kind of see Manti really kind of flustered. This is honestly the first time they've been tested throughout this whole state tournament. They've really dominated their way to this point, and now that they're being tested against a team. I think they came in thinking that they were going to again steamroll like they did yesterday, and it's honestly been the opposite. And kudos to Union coming in and really putting their best foot forward. I mean, they're putting together great at bats. Oki's doing fantastic on the mound. It's like I said, it's the first time Manti's been honestly socked in the mouth. And let's see if Union can capitalize in a bases-loaded situation right here.
Coach Kiesel works his way back to the dugout. The runners go back to their bases. Bases loaded here for Union with P.J. Hancock at the plate, coming off a 2-run home run last inning.
Again, with P.J. Hancock hitting a home run last inning, let's see if he, again, takes a swing for the fences right here, or if he just puts a ball in play and scores runs. Let's see what happens.
2 outs in the inning. The pitch from Kiesel. On the outside half, strike 1.
It's a great spot. That's a great mound visit by Coach Kiesel right there. Just to slow Britton down, just relax him, and allow him to go out and compete.
Kiesel from the stretch. 0-1 curveball. Just misses for ball 1.
Yeah, just missed right there. Again, not a bad pitch. But again, P.J. Hancock's putting together another good at-bat so far.
Kiesel's going to step off the mound as they reset. Hancock stands in. Kiesel sets. The 1-1 pitch swung on. High pop up to the right side. It'll stay in play. Coming down the line in foul territory is Kason Bailey, and it's off his glove in fair territory. The throw home is not in time, and 2 runs come in to score on the play. Bailey and Cox kind of got mixed up with each other as a base runner was coming, and the play is the ball lands in play on the air. 2 runs come in. It's 5-0 Union here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you see Kason Bailey and Lane Cox kind of not collide right there, but get extremely too close to each other right there on a ball like that. I think Lane Cox needs to understand that's Kason Bailey's ball and kind of back off a little bit. But another break for Union Cougars. Another huge break puts another 2 runs on the board. But the umpires are going to meet right now. Let's see what they're going to call.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Coach Kiesel wants there.
I think he's asking for interference.
Possibly could be. They're visiting about it. Are the 3 officials?
That's the only thing I can think of, Robert, is because P.J. Hancock was running straight down the baseline.
I think he was asking for it to be fair or foul. Yep.
Okay.
And they are going to call it a fair ball down the line. So Hancock reaches on the E3. And 2 runs come in to score on the play.
Again, like I said earlier, this is the first time Manti has been tested this whole state tournament. Let's see if Union can continue to capitalize on the 2 runners.
Brings Tyson Marks to the plate. He's in on the left side. First pitch from Kiesel. Swung on and fouled to the left side into the net for strike one.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Britton to get back in the zone. Again, when things like this are happening, it's really easy for a pitcher to get flustered and feel like you're alone on an island out there. He has to understand his defense. He still has a really good defense and continue to pitch to contact and throw strikes.
There's the 0-1 from Kiesel. Foul tip, strike two.
Again, foul ball right there. Again, Tayshiels is working with something wrong with his gear a little bit. But, again, if you're Tayshiel right here, you got to be a wall back there. And if you're Britton, got to continue to pound the zone. Again, you got a quick 2-strike count. Again, you don't have to give anything too pretty. And you're seeing Lane Cox, second baseman, still kind of more shifted towards the second base and not so much in the 4-hole.
The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen as Marks battles to stay alive.
Outfield playing pretty straight up right here for Manti.
So an 0-2 count. 2 outs. Pitch from Kiesel. Curveball. Just misses for ball one.
That's a good spot. That's a tough spot. Again, Coach Kiesel and the staff is not happy.
Felt like that one came across the corner of the plate. Umpire says no. Coach Kiesel gives the pitch call from the dugout. Hill relays it out to Kiesel. 2 outs, 2 on, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive down the right field line for a base hit. 2 runs will come in. It's now 7-0 Union as Tyson Marks comes through with a 2-run single into right.
Huge hit right there for another big knock for the Union Cougars. Again, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. Whatever Coach Labrum had them do, waking up this morning, whether it was in their hotel or back in Roosevelt, he did the right thing, got them back on track, and they are clicking on all cylinders.
So the 9th batter of the inning comes up for Union. That's Camden Franson. He stands in on the right side.
Again, those are huge runs for Union to get right there, not leave them out there.
First pitch, right down the middle, strike one.
Again, if you're Britton, you got to continue to attack the zone. Again, you're getting tough breaks from the umpire, whether or not it's a strike or not. You just got to continue to attack. Got to continue to attack. And you're hoping your defense is talking out there, making sure they know, or he knows that they got Britton's back.
Marks takes off the 0-1 pitch. No, not there. The throw down to second goes off the helmet of Marks. It took a long time for Kiesel at shortstop to break towards the bag. I think Marks assumed there wasn't going to be a throw.
Yeah, the middle infielder is slow to get to the bag. It means Tayshiel had to kind of double clutch before he threw the ball. Allows the runner to get in and then gets donged in the head.
So a stolen base for Marks. 0-2 count here for Franson. Kiesel sets. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Now the pass pitch was a ball, looks like. Scoreboard showed 0-2, so now it's 1-2.
Now it's 1-2.
Strike 2 on that one. So now the 2-strike pitch from Kiesel. Just misses low and away, ball 2.
Yep, off the plate right there. Again, if you're Britton, you got to get back in the zone.
7-0 Union here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Again, if you're Camden Franson, just got to take a deep breath, put a ball in play, give yourself a chance to score another run.
The 2-2 pitch. On the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Franson will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning, the 3rd strikeout of the game for Britton Kiesel. But Union takes control with a 5-run inning. They get 5 runs. They do so on just 2 hits in the inning for the Cougars, and 1 runner left on base. Through 2.5 innings of play, it's Union 7, Manti 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a professional, personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they are committed to providing value beyond the project. It is their goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Serving our local communities is something they are proud of, and it has been their privilege to do so for the past 40 years. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
You benefit from the big savings and teamwork when you deal with Jorgensen Chevrolet and Jorgensen Ford, also known as the Jorgensen Automotive Group. The Jorgensen Auto Group will save you money and hassle because the Jorgensen Auto Group will make sure you get a good deal with every car, truck, and SUV at both Jorgensen Ford in Richfield and Jorgensen Chevrolet in Ephraim. If you're within the sound of my voice, rest assured that the Jorgensen Automotive Group makes car buying less stressful and cheaper than the big megacity dealers every day. Team up with the Jorgensen Automotive Group today. Your connection for high school sports.
KSVC.
Welcome back here to Cape Phil at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the third inning with Union leading Manti 7-0 in this championship game. If Union wins, these two teams will play again tomorrow at this same time. If Manti comes back to win, they'll move on to the state championship series. For the Templars, they bring the top of the order to the plate this inning. Bo Stevens, Reggie Frischnick, and Kason Bailey. If they get to the fourth batter, the cleanup hitter is Braxton Henningsen. On the mound, Ryan Oakey for Union. Stevens throws the bat out there on a 1-1 pitch. Hits a foul down the left field line for strike two, and a 1-2 count now to Stevens.
Again, if you're Coach Keesley, you're telling their team, you know how good their offense is. Again, they scored 15 runs in one inning yesterday. They can put the bat on the ball. But, again, everything's going Union's way. Union has the momentum. Let's see if Manti can steal some back this inning.
Next pitch swung on, ground ball back in the middle by Stevens. That'll get through for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Bo Stevens.
Again, that's the Bo Stevens specialty right there, just hitting the ball right back up the box, not trying to do too much. Gives himself an opportunity for the super, super hot Reggie Frischnick.
Frischnick will stand in on the left side. He doubled down the left field line in his first plate appearance.
Again, you're going to see the Manti runners not get a huge lead, but try and do that fake steal play.
First pitch misses outside for ball one.
You saw Coach Kiesel go talk to the umpire after that last inning, so I'm wondering if the umpire is going to kind of close the zone a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Oakey sets from the stretch. 1-0 pitch, swung on, fouled back to the screen for strike one and a 1-1 count.
Again, just missed. If you're Reggie, you want that ball back, but if you're Oakey, you got to continue to pound the zone. Again, Oakey's doing really, really well out there on the bump.
Stevens, one of the best on the team with that fake steal. There's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike two.
That's a tremendous pitch right there. It's a good spot. It's a good change of speeds and a good spot to do it. Again, Reggie just way out ahead of it, trying to cheat for the fastball, finds himself down in a 1-2 hole.
Stevens takes a lead at first. Oakey sets the 1-2 pitch. And Frischnick just throws the bat at it, lines out to third for the out. Right at Gavin Roberts. Throw across the diamond, not in time as Stevens gets out. So an L5 for Frischnick for the first out of the inning.
I know Reggie's super tall and long, but the fact that he even got contact on that ball is pretty crazy because it was in the other batter's box. Just being able to just reach his hands out, just poke the ball, it went right to the third baseman.
So it'll bring Kason Bailey to the plate now for Manti. He stands in on the left side. As Manti goes lefty, lefty, lefty at the top of the order. Defense playing straight up except for the shortstop Hancock. He's playing right near second base. First pitch to Bailey. Off speed, misses outside for ball one.
Again, if you're Union, you know these lefty Manti hitters are not incredibly pull happy. They'll hit to all fields. That's why you see the outfield's kind of still playing straight up more than just, pushing the center fielder over into the right center gap.
The 1-0 pitch to Bailey. Misses low and away for ball two, and a hitter's count now for Kason Bailey.
Okay, right here, Kason finds himself ahead in the count. Let's see if he can get a fastball that he can handle and drive it into a gap.
Talk about freebies and what they can do for you. Both teams have 3 hits, but only one has 7 runs. Here's the 2-0. Misses in the dirt outside, skips away from Rich, and that allows Stevens to take second base. It's a 3-0 count now to Case and Bailey.
You know, Robert, a big thing me and my family talks about, me and my brothers, and what he learned at TCU is teams have to win the freebie war. You know, it's a big thing in big college programs, and, you know, teams that win the freebie war normally win the baseball game. So, I mean, the fact that there's only been 3 hits apiece shows how important freebies are.
Freebies are walks, hit by pitches, and errors that allow people to reach base. 3-0. Right down the middle for all automatic, strike one and a 3-1 count.
Again, right here, if you're Casing, you're okay with that. Try and get a ball, try and get that run, and try and get some momentum back into the Manti dugout.
1 out and 1 on. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul to the right side for strike 2 and a full count.
You know, Manti thrives on momentum. As soon as one hit, they can string them together really, really quickly. So if Cason's able to string in a run, string in an RBI right here, I think it could open the floodgates for the Manti offense.
Bailey digs back in on the left side. Stevens takes his lead at first. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball misses way high for ball 4, and Bailey will draw the base on balls as he heads to first base. And that brings Braxton Henningsen to the plate now for the Templars.
You know, you want to say that's not the worst thing in the world because you make a force, but then you realize Braxton Henningsen's coming up to the plate. So, again, if you're Braxton right here, you got to get a ball you can handle. Don't chase. Again, Oki's kind of around the zone right now. Make him throw a strike and hit it hard.
Oki comes set. First pitch to Henningsen. Swung on the fastball. Foul to the left side for strike 1.
You know, right here, if I'm Union's first baseman, I don't really have to play in front of the runner right here. You know, Braxton's not going to bunt. I would back up just a little bit because the last ball Braxton couldn't play was a missile ground ball to that first baseman. So he can hit to all fields.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on. Line drive into left field to get down for a base hit. Stevens is being waved around third, and it's going to get past the left fielder, Nilsson. That's going to bring Bailey in to score. Henningsen's on his way to third, and he will dive in safely. 2 runs come in for the Templars on the air, and it's now 7-2 Union leads.
Again, just a mental mistake if you're Union, and you're wondering if that's the break Manti needed. You know, is that the break Manti needed just to get some little bit momentum back in the dugout, and now see if they can capitalize.
So it'll be an RBI single, and then an error allows 2 extra bases for the other 2 runners. And Bailey comes in to score there as the pitching coach comes out for Union. Henningsen moves up 2 bags on that error and left.
Right there, Sander Nilsson in left. Just was thinking about throwing the runner out too early, let the ball go right underneath his glove. Tough break for Union. Again, brings up another hot hitter in Jaden Barton right here.
So the Templars are on the board, 7-2 your score with a runner on third and Jaden Barton at the plate with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Barton in on the right side. First pitch from Oki. Curveball. Misses inside for ball 1.
Again, just missed right there. Just missed the inside part. Again, Manti's team's what I call Energizer bunnies. Again, as soon as they get a little energy, they fire right up, and you can kind of hear it.
1-0 pitch catches the outside edge for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count to Barton.
And that's a huge thing. Dugout energy is such a vital part to great teams' success. Again, you see great teams have great dugout energy.
1-1 pitch misses high and tight for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Barton.
Again, right now, if you're Jaden, again, Oki's kind of struggling around the zone. You're trying to get a ball that's underneath your hands. You can drive in Braxton for a run right here.
Henningsen has the lead at third. Oki from the stretch, the 2-1 pitch. Curveball swung on, line drive to the right side. Diving catch by Peyton Marks at second base for out number 2. So an L4 for Barton, line out to second for the second out of the inning.
Wow, what a huge play for Peyton Marks right there to dive and get that ball. Prevent Braxton Henningsen from scoring, keeping the score at 7-2. That's a great and huge play for the Union Cougars.
Brings Chase Kiesel to the plate now for Manti. He's in on the left side. First pitch from Oki, swung on and fouled back to the screen for strike 1.
You know, you're kind of seeing Manti kind of get out of what their approach should be. You know, kind of swinging at pitches outside the zone. If they get back to, you know, attacking pitches in the zone, you know, I think they can be successful. Right now, they're just kind of chasing a little bit.
There's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball back at the middle. Marks moves over, fields it cleanly. Throw to first is in time for the 4-3 ground out and the third out of the inning, but Manti's on the board. They get 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning, 1 error committed by Union, and 1 runner left on base through 3 complete. It's Union 7, Manti 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
By-play coverage of local high school sports.
KSBC.
Welcome back to Salt Lake Community College at Cape Field. Robert Lovell with you alongside Ty Hill. Got Joe Williams, Adam Coombs running the controls here tonight at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Union leading Manti 7-2, and the Cougars will bring it to the plate this inning the 9-1-2 batters. After batting through the order last inning, it'll be Cade Franson, Peyton Marks, and Gannon Labrum. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Xander Nilsson.
Yeah, you're hoping for Union. I mean, you want to score, get those 2 runs back you gave up in the previous inning.
First pitch on the outside half from Kiesel for strike 1 to Franson for the 0-1 count.
Getting a good start for Britton right there, strike 1.
Kiesel will work out of the windup, the 0-1 pitch. This is outside, 4-1.
Just missed off the plate. Tage tried to bring it back. Umpire said no. Makes it a 1-1 count. Again, if you're Union, you got to string some hits together. You got to keep piling on. Again, Manti's offense is potent, so you got to keep adding on yourself.
Here's the 1-1. I want to miss upstairs, 4-2 and a 2-1 count.
Britton's asking for another ball. Umpire gives him one.
Two balls and a strike to the batter, Franson. He's 0 for 1 in the game. 2-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2, right down the middle, top of the zone for a 2-2 count.
Yeah, it's a good spot right there for Britton. Makes it to a 2-2 count. Again, don't have to give up anything too pretty right here. You still have a ball to give. Let's see if Britton comes back with a fastball, goes with a breaking ball right here.
Here's the 2-2 delivery to Franson. This is outside for ball 3 and a full count.
Just off the plate right there. Again, another good frame back there by Tage Hill. But again, ball's off the plate, runs it to full.
It was a 40-pitch inning last inning for Kiesel, which ran his pitch count up to 65, so he's now at 70.
Again, Union needs a base runner. See if they can get him on right here.
There's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Franson will go down swinging for the first out of the inning and the 4th strikeout of the game for Britton Kiesel.
Huge strikeout for Britton right there in the Manti Templars.
Tage Hill heads over to the dugout.
Talking to the catching coach, Coach Bailey, right there. I think he's telling Tage he's kind of leaning out to the pitch, making it look like it's a ball instead of just staying straight up in his catching position.
So that'll bring the leadoff batter, Peyton Marks, to the plate. He stands in on the left side. Here's the first pitch from Kiesel. He'll square to bunt, pops it up, and Kiesel off the mound, drops it. Peyton Marks is safe at first. It looked like Kiesel had it, kind of awkwardly went low for it, and as a result, the ball kicks off his glove.
Yeah, right there. Again, if you're Union, you don't want that bunt right there. It's not a bunt, not a good bunt at all. But Britton comes in bolting right there, kind of has to slide to get that ball. You're hoping your catcher kind of throws his mask off, takes action, and tries to go get that ball. But another. Would you call that an error?
They ruled it a hit. It looks like I might have leaned toward error.
I think I might rule toward error. But another thing that rolls Union's way.
Throw over to first and not in time as Marks dives back safely.
Again, Britton has one of the better moves in 3A.
Gannon Labrum stands in. First pitch. Called strike one at the top of the zone.
Yeah, you can kind of see the umpire's zone kind of widen out from what it was the first couple innings. Britton's getting the high strike zone calls when previous he wasn't. So that's good for Britton, bad for the Union batters.
Marks takes off on the pitch. 0-1 misses inside. Throw down to second is not in time.
Yeah, you see Tage right there. Again, double clutches throw right there. You just got to catch that ball and release.
1-1 count to Labrum with a runner in scoring position and one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Union leading Manti 7-2. Kiesel comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Will miss low and in, 4-2 and a 2-1 count.
Again, Britton's not missing by much. He's just right around the zone. Okay, let's see if he can bring it back into the zone.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. That one misses inside, and it's going to get past Hill, allowing Marks to take third base. And it's now a 3-1 hitters count for Labrum.
Yeah, Tage just had a hard time getting to that ball today. That inside pitch trying to get his glove over. Let's see if Gannon Labrum can take advantage of a 3-1 count right here with a runner in scoring position.
Going to bring the infield in on the grass are the Templars. Try to cut off that run at home.
Yeah, you can't if a ground ball gets hit to one of your infielders, can't allow Union to get a run in. Gotta hold them where they're at.
The 3-1 pitch. That'll miss high and tight for ball 4, so Labrum will draw the walk. And 2 on now for the Cougars with 1 out. Xander Nilsson coming to the plate.
Again, see what Coach Labrum pulls out of his hat with the first and third right here. And the same thing with Manti. See how they decide to play it.
Tage Hill gives the defensive play call for the Templars. They're going to pull the corners in on the grass with the middle infield playing double play depth. Xander Nilsson 0 for 2 in the game. Stands in on the right side. 0 for 1 in the game as he did have an RBI sac fly last inning in this same situation. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Right there, chases a ball high right there. It's a good break for Britton. But again, if you're Union, you can't chase the ball out of the zone right here. You got to get one down below your hands, something you can drive a ball in the gap. A sac fly, got to get the run in any way you can.
Labrum takes off. The 0-1 pitch dives off. Throw down is not made as they give up second base in the defensive indifference. Takes off the force. It's a 1-1 count now to Nilsson with runners at second and third.
Yep, again, Manti's infield is playing in. Again, got to cut the run down. But now it takes the force away. Now you got to shoot it across the diamond.
So a 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Nilsson in on the right side. Pitch from Kiesel. This is outside, 4-2.
Yeah, off the plate right there. Again, you're seeing Peyton Marks really working third base, trying to get Britton's attention over at him. If you're Gannon Labrum at second base, I would get as big as Chase Kiesel right here with your lead.
Got time called. The outside ump's trying to call a balk, but the home plate ump called time, and so it caused some confusion for a moment.
You're seeing Britton kind of stare at that third base umpire right there. And again, Britton just has to lock in his job. He can't focus on outside forces. He just has to focus on the batter.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Giving chase is Frischnick on the run. Not going to get there. And it's going to be an RBI single for Xander Nilsson. Everybody is safe. 8-2 Union with runners in the corners and 1 out.
Again, another great poke by Xander Nilsson right there. Again, not trying to do too much. Just putting a ball in play, scoring a run. Looks like Coach Kiesel, I think he's going to go make a change here.
So Marks comes in to score. Labor moves to third, and as you said, Coach Kiesel's out of the dugout, and we'll have a pitching change. So we'll take the break for the pitching change. It is 1 out in the top of the fourth. 8-2. Union leads Manti with 2 on and 1 out. Pitching change coming for the Templars on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
In life, we all need a strong support team, in sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted, strong support team at Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, keeping quality healthcare close to home.
You're listening to Utah's sports leader,
KSVC.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College. Is in the top of the fourth inning. 1 run across for Union with runners at first and third. And the cleanup hitter, Gavin Roberts, coming to the plate. New pitcher for Manti is Bo Stevens. He'll come in from right field to pitch. Cody Agard will come out of the dugout to take over in right field. And Britton Kiesel will come out of the game and remain as the designated hitter for Agard. So those are the changes made by Manti. And Bo Stevens throws his final warm-up pitch. So he gets ready to head to the dugout, does Coach Kiesel, as Union returns to their bases, and Gavin Roberts gets ready to come to the plate with 1 out and 2 on. Actually going to make Stevens take off some equipment.
Again, Bo's been Manti's main reliever throughout the whole season. He has 22 and a third innings with a 1.57 ERA. He's done really well in this reliever role. It kind of comes down with a sidearm three-quarter slot and throws hard. Sometimes he can miss over the plate and give up, some barrels. So let's see if Union can capitalize with runners on the corners right here with only 1 out.
Gavin Roberts will stand in on the right side. Runners at first and third. It's Nilsson at first, Labrum at third. Stevens takes his time as he comes set. Now time will be called by Roberts.
I wonder if Coach Labrum's going to put on a first and third play right here. First pitch is swung on, foul by Roberts for strike 1 on the left side. I think something about Bo that Bo needs to really emphasize, and he just did it right there, is, attacking first pitch and getting strike 1 is very, very important as a reliever, and he did it right there. Again, something that stands out about Bo is, again, his teal bright blue glove does not go with any of Manti's colors.
0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch in there, delayed still by Nilsson as he slides in safely to second base. Strike 2 to Roberts, so with an 0-2 count.
Again, Manti just letting the runner move up, not just trying to focus on the batters right here.
Robert Stevens comes set. Infield pulled in on the grass. Curveball. Just stays up for ball one.
Yeah, just missed right there. Just missed. If you're Bo, you want that. He's asking where that pitch is. It must have been up. Again, Manti's infield's brought in. Let's see if Union can capitalize and get 2 more runs on the board.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Infielding on the grass. Stevens again sets. Next pitch swung on. Fly ball down the right field line. It will go foul and stays in play, but Robert stays alive in the at-bat with the foul ball.
You see Gannon Labrum tag up right there, but you want your runner on second base. Xander Nielsen to do the same. Again, that ball is caught back there. You're able to advance. Not only score your run on third, you're able to move up a runner to third.
So a 1-2 count. Roberts back in on the right side. Stevens sets. 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Line drive into right center field for a base hit. That will score 2 runs. It's now 10-2. Union leads Manti here in the top of the 4th inning.
Again, Union's doing everything right there. They're getting their timely hitting, putting balls in play, getting runners on, putting a lot of pressure on Manti's defense. Again, Manti just doesn't know how to respond right now. They're just trying to feel their way through.
So that'll bring Hayden Rich to the plate with 1 out and 1 on.
Been very impressed, just not just this game, but all day with Union's at-bats.
First pitch, misses high and tight, ball 1. Hayden Rich at the plate. He's seen now 10 pitches with that one right there. Only 1 has been a strike.
Wow.
So he's walked twice. 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1.
Right as you call it right there, Robert. Gets one.
He had a big game today against Juab in the morning game. Stevens from the stretch. Here's the 1-1. And there for a called strike 2 and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, right there. You're kind of hoping that, number 12 takes a big hack at that one to drive a ball because it looked down the middle, but decides to lay off behind the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Thought about it, held off, and watches strike 3 go by on the curveball for the 2nd out of the inning. First strike out of the game for Bo Stevens.
As soon as you mentioned that he hasn't seen any strikes, he gets 3 back to back to back and doesn't swing, goes down looking.
That'll bring P.J. Hancock to the plate now for Union. He stands in on the right side.
Again, that's good for Bo right there. It's a good confidence builder. Now you go and get this guy, get your team back in the dugout.
Roberts takes the lead at first. First pitch misses high and away for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike.
You're hoping Union's hasn't lost their aggression at the plate. They need to continue to be aggressive and be able to, get those pitches that, that are down the middle and those strikes they're able to drive them instead of just letting them go by.
1-1 count with 2 outs. Runner on first. Stevens sets. Next pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen by Hancock for strike 2 and a 1-2 count.
That's a good pitch right there by Bo. Again, he's way ahead in the count 1 and 2. Let's see if he drops his arm slot down to a breaking ball or if he stays with his fastball.
Again, he comes set. There's the 1-2. That will miss low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 Hancock.
Again, a good stop there by Tage, not allowing the runner to move up. Again, Bo with the side armor, it's easy for him to hold on to the ball too long and let it sail to the other side of the batter's box.
The 2-2. Curveball swung on, high pop up in the infield. Cox will call for it at second base and make the play for out number 3. So a P4 for Hancock. Pop up at the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. But Union adds to their lead. They get 3 runs in the inning. They do so on 3 hits. No errors committed by Manti, and 1 runner left on base through 3.5. We're halfway home, and it's Union 10, Manti 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Just a reminder, Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe custom manufactures trusses to order. Give them a call if you need a quote on trusses for your building project, large or small. Alvey has architectural shingles on sale, plus great deals on Trex decking. Need power tools? Alvey Lumber has a full line of power tools at great prices right now. Come in and check the sale items with new deals every week at Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe, where the wood is good and so is the hardware.
In the days of the mountain men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. This spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in Sanpete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your home for high school sports.
KSVC.
Back here at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Manti trailing Union 10-2 in this 3A state baseball tournament game. Union has to beat Manti twice to get to the state championship series, while Manti just needs to beat Union once. First pitch swinging is Britton Kiesel. Slow ground ball to the left side, filtered by Hancock. Throw to first is not in time as Kiesel just beats it out for the infield single to lead off the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's a good play by the shortstop right there, coming in and fielding that ball, making a strong throw to first base, but Britton too fast and able to beat it out for an infield single. Let's see if that starts up Manti's offense right here. Let's see what Tage Hill can do.
7, 8, 9 batters this inning. Kiesel now followed by Tage Hill, then Lane Cox. If they get to the 4th batter, the leadoff hitter is Bo Stevens for the Templars. Hill stands in on the right side. First pitch, thought about it, held off. Nope, they're going to say he went around, says the home plate umpire. 4-1.
You know, you're hoping right there the home plate umpire doesn't call that and gives a check, but doesn't go Tage's way. Gets an 0-1 count.
Tage 0 for 1 in the game. He flew out to right in the 2nd inning. Okie sets. The 1-0 pitch on the outside edge for a called strike 2 and an 0-2 count.
Again, a ball that's a little off the plate. Union's catcher able to bring it to an 0-2 count. Let's see what Tage can do with 0-2.
Kiesel takes about a 2.5 step lead at first base. There's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, the ball in the dirt for a strike 3, and Hill will go down swinging for the first out of the inning and the 2nd strikeout of the game for Ryan Okie.
Yeah, that's a great pitch right there for Okie to make Tage Hill fish for that ball right there. Again, if you're Tage, can't do that. Again, makes it 1 out, or is it 1 out?
Yeah.
Yep, 1 out for Lane Cox.
Yeah, scoreboard shows 2, but just 1. First pitch to Lane Cox, misses outside, 4-1.
Again, Lane Cox has sneaky pop. He can find a gap and go running. You see Union playing really in. Let's see if Lane can kind of burn him right here.
1-0 pitch catches the low part of the zone for strike 1 and a 1-1 count.
You know, with Okie right here, he's done exceptionally well. He just keeps pounding the zone, making Manti really, have to put the bat on the ball. Ryan Okie's done really well. Been very impressed.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to the left side, fielded at third by Roberts. Throw to second in time, throw to first is not in time as Marks pulled his foot off the bag on the stretch, and Cox is safe at first. 2 outs in the inning as he hits into the 5-4 fielder's choice.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. Again, from our angle, it looks like his foot's clearly on, but again, umpire's right on top of it. Brings up the hot Bo Stevens. Again, if you're Union, you really wanted that double play, so the top of the order for Manti has to come up next inning. But instead you have Bo Stevens coming up.
Stevens in on the left side.
You're seeing Coach Labram tell his outfield to back up. Again, Bo can hit a ball over your head easy.
First pitch, called strike 1 on the outside half.
Again, the thing that's been most impressive to me about Okie is strike 1. He's been attacking early, making Manti have to get into defensive mode. That's what he needs to do.
The 0-1 pitch drops off low for ball 1. Rich with the block to hold Cox at first base. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 10-2, Union leads Manti.
Again, Rich behind the plate's done really well.
1-1 pitch is swung on, fly ball down the left field line as the inside out's at foul out of play. Strike 2.
Again, you see Bo sometimes trying to poke that ball to the other side of the field with him running down, kind of a slap hit. In baseball, and he just needs to stay in his legs, be able to shoot the ball back up the middle like he did last time. But now he's down to the count 1-2. Let's see what he does.
Cox with a 2-step lead at first base. The 1-2 from Oki. Curveball swung on. Ground ball, one hop to Roberts at third base. Fields it, throw to first in time for the 5-3 ground out and the third out of the inning. Manti threatens, but they do not score. No runs on one hit, no errors committed by Union, and one runner left on base. Through 4 complete, it's Union 10, Manti 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural healthcare can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Union leading Manti 10-2 in this 3A state baseball game. And the Cougars will now bring to the plate the 7-8-9 batters, Tyson Marks, Camden Franson, and Cade Franson. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Peyton Marks. Bo Stevens on the mound for Manti. First pitch, called strike on the outside edge. Here's the 0-1.
My parents know.
Called to the left side for strike 2.
Yeah, a quick 0-2 count right there. That's what Bo wants on the mound right there. If you're Marks right here, now you got to compete, got to battle.
Marks in the game is 1 for 2. Flew out to right and then had an RBI, 2 RBI single to right. Here's the 0-2. Misses high and away, 4-1.
Yeah, misses out right there, but not a bad pitch with 2 strikes. Let's see what Bo comes with right here. Again, if you're Union, you just got to keep piling on like they did last inning. Got to keep getting runs.
Here's the 1-2. It's going to miss low and away, 4-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Marks.
Again, Union being really tough at the plate with 2 strikes, not trying to fish for those, just waiting for a ball that's going to be in the strike zone and hit hard.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Misses outside for ball 3 and a full count.
And a great battle by Tyson Marks right there to bring it back to full.
Stevens on the mound, the payoff pitch. Misses high and away for ball 4 and a leadoff walk issued to Tyson Marks as the freebies continue to pile up.
Yes, they do, Robert. Yes, they do. Again, by Tyson Marks, that's a great at-bat battling down from 0-2 to work a walk for his team to bring up Cam Franson right here to drive a ball.
2 freebies given up by Union in the game. Give you those what Manti's given up here in a second as Camden Franson stands in on the right side. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, ball up. You know, you don't really want to swing at that one. Kind of pulled his head just a tad bit. They want to get a ball down in the zone, something you can hit hard if you're Cam Franson. Again, if you're Tyson Marks, you know, maybe look to put a little bit of pressure on Bo and Manti's defense right here.
Mark takes off on the pitch. Hard hit line drive to left field is down for a base hit from Franson. 2 on and no outs now for the Cougars with a 10-2 lead here on the top of the 5th.
Little hit and run action, but Cam Franson hit it a little too hard for the runner to move first to third. But again, ball absolutely roped. Runners on first and second with nobody out for Union. It just feels like it's what Union's done this whole game is just hit the ball hard, be able to execute on these plays that they're trying to do. And again, it's a whole different ball club from yesterday. And again, they look comfortable, they're playing well, and they're just continuing to swing a hot bat.
Davin Brotherson on as the speed-up runner now for the Cougars. He comes in or pinch runner for Camden Franson, not a speed-up runner, but the pinch runner. So 8 freebies given up by Manti.
Yeah, that's a no-no. That hurts you.
First pitch to Cade Franson, strike one.
Again, if you're Cade Franson right here, trying to get a ball over the plate again, let that first strike go by outside half. I like that. Don't swing at a ball early in the count that you're not going to hit hard.
Franson's 0 for 2 in the game, grounded out to third and struck out. The 0-1 pitch, squared to bunt, pulled it back.
I like that idea right there. Braxton Henningsen at third has to stay home. So if you lay that bunt down.
They do ask if he went around. The field umpire says he did not.
Coach Kiesel disappointed with the call right there. But for the batter right there, if you lay that bunt down, Braxton Henningsen has to stay home. Bo has to jump off his mound and field the ball and make a throw over first base. That's a tough play for a pitcher. I like that move for Union.
1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens sets. The 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunt again is Franson. This one's foul for a strike, 2 and a 1-2 count.
2 strikes here. Let's see. You can see Coach Labram frustrated right there, not being able to get a bunt down. Let's see if he calls it again or if he lets him swing away. Again, as a coach, that is so infuriating. Seeing Cade Franson choke up on the bat right there. Again, a good 2-strike approach, just trying to get the bat speed up with.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as Franson battles.
Again, Robert, what I was taught in high school was we called it 3-up approach. You're up in the box, up on the plate, and up on the bat. Again, up on the bat like he is right now. Again, it speeds your bat up. You're able to get to fastballs easier, and I like what he's doing right here. Again, just putting the bat on the ball.
The 1-2. Swung on, fly ball into left center field. Barton giving chase. He'll call for it, make the catch. Marks will not tag. For an out number 1 and F7 for Cade Franson. Fly out to left for the first out of the inning.
You can see Coach Labram very upset at that right there. Try to get a bunt down, but ends up just nothing happening, just an out right there. Brings the top of Union's lineup, though.
Brings Peyton Marks to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in the game. One of those we would have called an error, so yeah. You can say 0 for 2 in the game.
Yeah.
Stevens comes set. First pitch. Off the plate outside for ball 1.
Again, I don't know if Taja's setting up on the inside part, but you're hoping a ball that's on that part. Taja's able to try and bring it back over the plate, but ends up just ball outside.
Here's the 1-0. Off the plate outside again for ball 2, and hitters count now for Marks.
It just feels like everything Manti's doing, they have to work extremely hard. Again, Bo is just taking big breaths out there. He's working really hard. It's a good thing that he's working hard. But again, like we mentioned earlier, this is the hardest they've had to work this whole state tournament, and I don't think they're not used to it.
2-0 pitch. Drops off low and away for ball 3. 3-0 count now for Marks.
Again, could be another freebie right here. Let's see if Bo's able to get back in the zone. If you're Marks right here, you're crowding that plate, forcing him to throw it over the plate.
Here's a 3-0 pitch, right down the middle. Strike 1.
See, as a hitting coach and a hitting guy, I don't understand why batters do that. You're giving the pitcher a target for them to aim at.
He squared right to bunt for those that didn't see it.
Yeah, but you're squaring it right on 3-0, and you're going to pull it back anyway. So why don't you just crowd the plate? I just don't understand that move.
They're going to turn and throw to second, and it goes past Kiesel into center field. Frischneck backing it up, and taking third base is Marks. Runners on the corners now for Union.
Again, just another mental mistake by Manti right there. Again, Bo makes an errant throw. Runner at second is able to move up to third. Runner at first base stays home. But again, that's just another mental mistake for Manti. They have to put a first-third play on.
So 3-1 count. Brotherson takes a 2.5-step lead for Union at first. 3-1 pitch, swung on, popped to the left side. That will go foul and out of play for strike 2 and a full count now to Peyton Marks.
Again, good on Bo to battling clear back to bring it back to a full. Let's see if he can get the out right here. Let's see if Peyton Marks is able to put a ball in play and score a run. And they're seeing Braxton Henningsen kind of move in right here to try and cut down that runner. Keeping the middle infield deep to turn a double play.
Time was called before the payoff pitch. Brotherson took off on the pitch.
That's a really late call by the umpire with time. Again, if a batter asks for time, the umpire doesn't have to grant it, but again, umpire does. Now, if you're Manti, he's running right here against the 3-2 count. Maybe you try and backdoor him right here. Let's see what happens.
Stevens sets. Brotherson again a 2.5, 3-step lead. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. Brotherson did not take off on that one as Marks battles with a foul ball.
No, he does not. I won't be surprised if they send him either on this pitch or the next couple. But again, this has been a great at-bat by Peyton Marks again. You go up 3-0, have to come battle all the way back to 3-2, and Coach Kiesel out for a mound visit. Looks like he's going to bring someone on, maybe?
Kind of looked back at the dugout, but no one's emerged with him. Now he's looking back at the dugout again. Count is full for the batter, Peyton Marks. Coach Kiesel continues to look toward the dugout, and they will call him to come in. So pitching change coming for the Templars. We'll take the break for it. It's a full count to Peyton Marks with 1 out and 2 on for the Union Cougars. Here in the top of the 5th inning, they lead Manti 10-2. We'll take the break on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Your source for high school sports.
KSVC.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College as the Templars will bring Zach Blackham on to pitch. Bo Stevens goes back to right field, and Cody Agard comes out of the game for Manti. Union leads it 10-2. They've got two runners on base, and Peyton Marks at the plate with a 3-2 count that Blackham gets to inherit.
Again, Zach Blackham, just only a freshman, hasn't thrown any JV or varsity innings this year. You're hoping that he takes just a deep breath and goes out and competes right here.
First pitch, runner takes off, ball's inside, gets past Hill to the backstop, and that'll make it now 11-2 as Marks comes in to score on the play.
This reminds me a lot of my first year helping Manti when we were up here at the state tournament playing Delta, and we had to bring in, Britton Kiesel, and he was a freshman to close out a game. Again, Manti it's a different situation, of course, but allowing a freshman to come out and take a ball on the mound.
That brings Gannon Labrum to the plate now with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch swung on, high fly ball to left. It'll drift foul, and it will get out of play for strike 1. Labrum looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 1. He's reached twice on base on balls and has scored twice. He's also struck out once.
Again, Zach Blackham, a tall, lanky kid, will be really good in the next few years.
He's going to step off the mound as he looks back at the runners. Resets on the mound. There's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses high for ball 1.
Again, if you're Zachary Blackham in this situation, you just got to get the ball, take a deep breath, and just go out and compete. You can't think of the situation you're in there. Just, honestly, the stage you're in, you just got to go out, get the ball. Again, you have the ball for a reason. Coach Kiesel trusts you just to go out and compete.
There's the 1-1. That's going to miss off the plate for ball 2. They took Bo Stevens out at 33 pitches, which means he can come back and pitch tomorrow. And so you wonder if Coach Kiesel's now just playing for tomorrow at this point, down 11-2 in the 5th inning. They'll have Case and Bailey available as well. Next pitch misses low for ball 3 and a 3-1 hitters count to Labrum. course, on the Union side, they'll have Peyton Marks available who threw a gem against Juab on Monday.
Ooh.
Blackham sets. The 3-1 pitch to Labrum. This is outside for ball 4 to load the bases. As Labrum walks for the 3rd time today. Xander Nilsson comes to the plate next for Union.
Again, if you're Xander Nilsson, you have to be smart right here. Just get a strike right here. Don't overswing. Make Zachary Blackham come over the plate.
Base is juiced. Corners in on the grass. High and tight. Ball 1.
We saw Austin Park in the game in the Juab Union game get a little too aggressive on a bases loaded situation. You know, that's a great start for the batter right there taking that pitch.
Got time called at the plate as Blackham was coming set. They are playing it Nilsson to hit to right with Frischnick in right center field and Barton playing pretty shallow in left. There's the 1-0. This is upstairs for ball 2 and a hitter's count now for Xander Nilsson.
You can see Tage go out to calm the freshman down. Just, again, letting him take a deep breath. Again, breathing is so important when you're pitching. Again, it's really easy to feel like you're alone out there on that island. So you just need to take a deep breath, understand your mechanics. Again, for him, you just got to understand why you're out there. Again, if you didn't throw well in the frosh or anything like that, you wouldn't be out there. But he's thrown extremely well, and he's going to be able to go out and he's out there and competing, and he's just got to find the zone. Just takes one pitch.
2-0 count. And he comes set from the stretch. The 2-0 pitch to Nilsson. That one's in there for a called strike 1.
Good. That's exactly what he needed to do. Now you got that strike on. Now you go up. Now you get a feel for it. Go back and mirror the same mechanics.
Blackham works on the very edge, left edge of the rubber. There's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hard hit line drive through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. That will score 1. Barton bobbles it, allowing the second run to come in, and a Labrum to move to third on the play. It's an RBI single for Xander Nilsson. Another run comes in on the air, and Labrum takes an extra base on the air. It's now 13-2 Union here in the top of the 5th inning.
You know, the error right there kind of mirrors the error that Union had earlier. Again, a play like that, just trying to think too much ahead, trying to throw a runner out. Again, bobbles the ball, allows another runner to come in and score. Makes it 13-2. Again, if you're Coach Labrum and the Union Cougars, got to continue to pile on.
Yeah, they felt it yesterday.
Yes, they've definitely felt it on. I bet this feels great.
Gavin Roberts stands in. First pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Roberts is 2 for 3 in the game. Got a pair of singles, 2 RBIs, a run scored. He also struck out once.
Again, Gavin Roberts on with 2 runners in scoring position. Manti playing in on the grass. See if you can hit a ball hard and find a hole. Again, if you're Zachary Blackham, got to continue to throw strikes.
1-0 pitch, swung on and a foul tip for strike 1. They did give up second base on that previous pitch to Xander Nilsson on defensive indifference. So still 1 out in the inning, 3 across for Union. They lead Manti 13-2 here in the top of the 5th. Back in on the right side is Roberts. There's the 1-1. Curveball, misses upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, misses way up right there. Zach's got to get back down into the zone right here. If I'm Coach Kiesel, I'm telling Tage to set up low in the zone, get Zach to work down the mound because he's leaving too many balls up.
The 2-1 pitch stays high again for ball 3, and a hitter's count now for Roberts.
If you're Coach Kiesel, you wonder how long you leave your freshman in there.
Again, the infield's in on the grass, 2 on for Union. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and foul tip, 4 strike, 2 and a full count now to Roberts.
Yeah, you see Roberts trying to drive a ball down the line. Just needs to sit a little longer, let the ball travel. Brings it back to full. Again, if you're Union, you need these 2 runs in, but if you're Manti, you need the opposite. Got to hold them here. You got to hold them here.
Stevens protecting the line down right. Frischneck slightly into left center, so a big hole in right center. And ball 4 misses above the head of Roberts as he heads to first base to load the bases now for the Cougars. And that will bring Hayden Rich to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Again, right here, if I'm the Union batter, I'm not swinging at anything above my hands. Zach's got to get down the mound to throw the ball in the lower part of the zone.
Blackham sets. First pitch to Rich. Curveball misses high for ball 1.
You see Coach Kiesel trying to tell him to get back into his mechanics, try to finish through his pitch. But again, it's hard when you don't throw any JV or varsity innings and come in a big game like this and against a really good hitting team.
Yes, it is. 1-0. Swung on, ground ball, chopped foul to the left side for strike 1. Rich in the game is 0 for 1. He's walked twice. His position has scored twice. And he also struck out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you see Manti's infield going back to middle infield going back to double play depth. The corners in on the grass trying to cut down the run at home.
Here's the 1-1 from Blackham. Swung on and foul to the right side on a play for a strike. 2 and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, that's a better pitch right there by Blackham, getting down the mound, ball down in the zone. Let's see what he comes to up in the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch, curveball, stays up and in for a ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Rich.
Again, if I'm Union, I'm starting to think I'm just going to eliminate that curveball pitch. Again, I don't know if Zach's been able to throw it for a strike yet. So again, you got to sit fastball right here.
Bases are loaded for the Cougars, 1 out. Here's the 2-2 from Blackham. Swung on, hard hit line drive to left. Will get down for a base hit. Barton cuts it off down the line. 1 run comes in. Nilsson will hold at third. It's an RBI single for Hayden Rich, and it's now 14-2 Union. They will bring on the speed-up runner Jackson Christensen to replace him.
Again, that's a really good swing right there by the Union batter, being able to score a run right there. Again, still bases loaded with 1 out.
9th batter of the inning is P.J. Hancock. He stands in on the right side. First pitch swung on, ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Strike 1.
Again, 0-1 count, working ahead is Blackham right here. Let's see if we can get it to 0-2.
Continues to work from the stretch. The base is loaded. The 0-1 to Hancock. Curveball. Drops in for a called strike 2.
Good. There it is. Again, if Zach finds this curveball right there, makes it a lot harder on the Union batters. Again, I said this when Austin Park was pitching the previous games, that if you're a batter and you know the pitcher can't throw his breaking ball for a strike, it's really easy to sit on 1 pitch.
0-2 count. Again, Blackham sets. The 0-2 to Hancock. Swung on, chopped foul to the left side as he battles to stay alive.
Again, if you're Hancock right here, down 0-2, you just got to continue to compete, put a ball in play, again, try to score another run for your team.
Count remains 0-2. Runners take their lead. The 0-2. Swung on, ground ball back at the middle, filtered by Blackham. Made a late decision to come home, but he does get the lead runner at home, but eliminates the chance for a double play, so it'll be Hancock hitting into the 1-2 fielder's choice for out number 2.
Yeah, late decision right there, but still got the out at home. Again, that's just a little inexperience right there. But because of that happening, again, still bases are loaded, but now with 2 outs.
That brings Tyson Marks to the plate, the 10th batter of the inning for the Cougars. He stands in on the left side. First pitch from Blackham. Swung on, high fly ball to left. Barton is there, calls for it, and makes the play for out number 3. So an F7 for Marks, fly out to left for the 3rd out of the inning. But Union adds to their lead as they get 4 runs in the inning. They do so on 1, 2, 3 hits in the inning. And 1 error committed by Manti in the process, and 3 runners left on base through 4.5. It's Union 14, Manti 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Drive for a winning team. DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacation, and attainable bonuses, and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2900. That's 435-893-2900, or click on dpcurtis.com.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or struggling to cope with life's challenges? You're not alone. Finding the right support is the first step towards healing and wellness. Ryan Eddins, a licensed clinical social worker at Gunnison Valley Hospital's Family Practice and Wellness, is a trusted mental health professional who uses a variety of psychotherapy treatments, including EMDR, to help his patients take charge of their mental health and start living a more fulfilling life. Call Ryan Eddins at 435-528-2222 to schedule your appointment today.
Your source for high school sports.
KSVC.
To the bottom of the 5th inning we go. Manti needs 3 runs to keep this game going as they trail Union 14-2 here in the championship game of the bracket play at 3A Baseball State Tournament. Reggie Frischnick, a ground ball up the middle. Backhand play by Peyton Marks. The throw to first is in time as they beat the diving Reggie Frischnick for out number 1 and a 4-3 ground out.
What a great play at second base right there. Going to a backhand to throw Reggie out again. Reggie flies down the line. But Peyton Marks able to field that clean and throw a missile again. 1 out, 2 more to go to end the ball game.
That'll bring Kaysen Bailey to the plate now. The 2, 3, and 4 batters this inning for Manti. Facing Oki. Bailey followed by Henningsen. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Jaden Barton. First pitch to Bailey on the inside edge for a called strike 1.
Going to have been very impressed with Oki all game long, keeping these Manti hitters at bay.
It's the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Just got a piece of it, I should say, for strike 2.
Yeah, just barely got a piece right there. Again, if you're Kaysen Bailey right there, again, a little bit too big of a swing in this situation. We're going to see what he does on 0-2.
Swung on, that'll be fouled back out of play as Bailey battles to stay alive. Bailey 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to left in the 1st inning, walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2 from Oki. Curveball. This is outside for ball 1.
Just missed right there. Again, Union wanted that, but that ball was off the plate. Again, Kaysen a great hitter.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Again, high and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Bailey.
Again, 2-2 count. Again, brings it back to even. Let's see if Oki tries to challenge him with a fastball. See if Kaysen's able to get his barrel to it.
There's the 2-2 delivery to Oki. From Oki, I should say. High and away for ball 3. Full count now to Kaysen Bailey.
You know, you're seeing the center fielder Labrum kind of favor more the left side of the outfield. I feel like with Kaysen being more of a pull hitter, you kind of push him to that pull side, but he's going to stay where he's at.
1 out, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Way over the curveball for strike 3. Bailey goes down for the 2nd out of the inning, and the 3rd strikeout of the game for Ryan Oki.
Again, a tremendous curveball right there. Got Kaysen cheating to a fastball, made him off balance. Again, brings up Braxton Henningsen. Again, Manti down to their last out.
Henningsen in on the right side. He swings at one in the dirt, swing and a miss, strike 1.
if I'm Coach Kiesler right here, I'm telling Braxton just to take a breath, slow down. Don't just get back to his normal approach of trying to drive a ball. Don't try and press right here.
The 0-1 pitch swung on, fly ball into right center field. Coming over is Franson, and he'll make the play for out number 3. And the Union Cougars will force the if game. Tomorrow at 4:30, these two teams will meet one more time with the right to play in the state championship series on the line as Union dominates this one tonight. 14-2 your final. The Cougars of Union over the Templars of Manti. We'll take the break and come back with your post-game show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.